I would just like to make a short video regarding my opinions about evolution that I know many people in the atheist community hold dear to them, right? Firstly, there are certain fundamental criticisms that I think anybody who gives even a casual glance at atheists will make. Firstly, on a philosophical level, atheists criticize faith. Atheists believe that those who embrace religion are predicating their life and their worldview on faith in something that they cannot directly prove and that they cannot directly substantiate with evidence through empirical study, through just empirical, through observation, right? But there are many atheists who believe fundamental ideas about science that they themselves have never actually tested or proven. There are some people who basically are saying that by virtue of a person calling themselves the authority on science, medicine, biology, just by virtue of them making a claim, they will accept it as being the gospel, right? Because they have a problem with people who believe in anything without having the ability to prove it directly themselves, right? Now, some people might say I reach in, but hear me out. There's a concept called abiogenesis, right? I was introduced to this concept by Minister Inky. Minister Inky actually made mention of an idea that is the fundamental basis of evolution. Abiogenesis is basically non-living matter creating living matter, right? This notion that non-living matter can animate itself and become living matter is something that has never been observed, never been proven, but yet still people use it as the basis to predicate evolution on. All right. Now, me just, I'm giving this the common man's observation, but I mean, I think all of this thought about this maybe since elementary school, right? If there was a big bang, who created the elements that actually collided to create this bang, right? Because certain processes are actually, they had to be written like a code in order for them to take place. For example, for there to be a collision and for there to be an impact and a ripple effect of vibrations and matter flying in all directions, this would have first have to be initiated. Like the realm that matter exists on would have to actually be created in order for the matter to go someplace. All right, because the basis of evolution would have us believe that things existed before existence. All right, where did the actual elements come from? Where did the actual elements come from that collided, that created um, all of the universe? You know, and I mean, this may just be the common man's observation, but I think with a closer look at evolution, you will find that the theory is completely hogwash, okay? Because they will have you believe that the one single cell organism that existed prior to everything else, that one cell became a tree and also became a whale and also became a human. That one single cell is a mango tree today based off that one cell. And so, many things, there are assumptions that people cannot really prove, but people base their ideology on it in order to spawn new disciplines and new ideas. But I just wanted to make this comment because many people who criticize religious people for believing that a creator made the world, made all of us humans, if you consider it, that is the only plausible explanation for existence. How else could we exist? Existence doesn't make sense without there being a source. And so this is what I think spawned the earliest religions on the continent of Africa. The recognition that there's a source, that we didn't just always exist. And if we always existed, we had to have been fashioned and formed. We had to have had um, an entity writing the code. Because if you consider it, there's also a mathematical um, occurrence in nature which creates the spiral. The spiral, actually, which they call the Fibonacci sequence. It sounds like Liberace, but they call it the Fibonacci sequence, but it's really like a divine sequence that the earliest scientists in Africa already recognized. It was a part of sacred geometry, because people consider it. Africans discovered the notion of a creator long before any other civilization. And so we were able to see the sacredness in science, the sacredness of medicine. We could be able to see what was sacred concerning mathematics, geometry. So many of these things were inspired directly by the Most High. And so just wanted to make this little follow-up video to my previous video about um, various people in the conscious community who actually try to make themselves a deity in order to teach. They make themselves into some sort of pseudo religious leader in order to gain the hearts and minds of the people, but they're failing to acknowledge that there is a creator. Yes, all of us have the creator in us, because we wouldn't be alive if there was not a creator. We wouldn't, the life source, if there was no source of life, then we would have no life, right? This is what I believe. All right, and I think we can all raise our divine consciousness and a divine awareness, and we can raise our energy through our Kundalini practices, and raise our frequency and vibration. But ultimately, I don't care how fast you're vibrating, you're not vibrating faster than the Most High. And in fact, you are not the Most High. Okay, I'm not the Most High. Okay, I'm just a normal human here in the Bahamas, someplace sitting down. So I'm not gonna ever put myself in that capacity, like many people did. You know, there are brothers around the world who did that, and they paid the ultimate price. But and this is not a validation of every form of religion, because Christianity was used to enslave us and oppress us and to slaughter indigenous people around the world. And so we still should be able to, at the end of the day, weed out what is morally beneficial and weed out which is compromising us in a moral sense, and try to live on the moralistic side of the divide. I think that is the ultimate goal of everything. But let me know what your thoughts are about evolution. Let me know what your thoughts are about the creator. Who do you think the creator is? What tradition do you follow? Okay. Let me know what your thoughts are about Rastafari. Um, any people out there watching this? Peace and love. One love.